Welcome to the very first episode of Wrestle Talk with Jimbo. It's going to be a new show where I tell you, the viewers, how I personally would have done things differently than the way that the big names in wrestling are doing things. We're going to start off tonight with tonight's event. That was WWE Royal Rumble. Now, this is going to contain spoilers, so if you don't want spoiled, then don't watch my shit. Well, the first match, we got Matt Hardy versus Jack Swagger for the ECW title. You know, I've seen the Great Khali move a lot faster than Jack Swagger. There's no reason why he should have a title right now. You know, for being an all-American superstar athlete, he's pretty much garbage. And so was the match. I mean, Jack Swagger couldn't even manage to pull off his finisher right. He botched it. I mean, is that really the kind of guy we need as a champion? Don't think so. What happened next was Randy Orton arrived in the arena. Basically a waste of TV time. What should have been being shown is the wrestlers choosing their numbers for the Rumble match. It's much more entertaining that way. You know, you get your chance for your comedy. Would have been great to see Santino pick his number or Crime Time do their thing then. But, you know, things are just garbage right now. That's all there is to that. And we got Melina versus Beth Phoenix. One entertaining thing was that Beth Phoenix had her hair looked like the scene from There's Something About Mary. Looks like she was using Santino's hair gel. Very interesting. Now, the match started off pretty much as a recycle from a few years ago when Chyna took on Marlena when Chyna first appeared. Big butt bear hug, not much. There was a interesting move where Beth Phoenix hit Melina in the back of the head with her own foot. With Melina's own foot. It was quite entertaining. More of that stuff needs to happen. The problem with this match is they hyped up Rosa Mendez for weeks now, and she doesn't even make an appearance. You know, Melina wins the match. Sure, you know, Melina's been getting a big push lately, but what is the point of dedicating TV time to Rosa Mendez and then not use her to cost Melina the match? It's pointless. You're doing things wrong. Think about it. You've invested the time, you've invested the money. Do what's smart here for a change. And even after Beth Phoenix lost the match, there was no comedy between her and Santino fighting or something. I mean, it was obvious. They needed to have a fight. That's how it works. They're in a relationship. She's dominating. She lost the match. Why not have her say something? At least. Have Santino cry. Anything. And we got promo on HBK. I'm in the locker room with JBL. Shawn Michaels, you're not a young man anymore. Just give it up. The shows don't need to center around you. This is about getting the newer stars out there. I mean, sure, you are the Heartbreak Kid. You're the showstopper. You were the main event years ago. Not the main event anymore. Let the young guys go. I know you got Stroke. I know you got Pool. But use it for somebody else. Quit being so fucking selfish. Seriously. And we get Undertaker showing up during this. It makes absolutely no sense. Undertaker and Shawn Michaels don't get along. Why have Undertaker try to help out Shawn Michaels? Anyway, the match starts. And as any match with JBL involved, it's boring. Very boring. Extremely boring. And, you know, JBL and John Cena. What can you say? Cena, he's not a good wrestler. He's only around because his merchandise sells to all the 12-year-old boys. Bradshaw, been around forever. Never been talented. Still going strong. Getting world title shots. It's hard to believe. It's pointless. Nobody really cares about JBL. And just because you put him in Cena with Cena doesn't mean it's going to be a good match. And furthermore, it's predictable. As soon as Shawn Michaels got in the ring, everybody there knew that the sweet chin music was coming for Bradshaw. And if you paid attention, you knew it was coming for John Cena too. But here's another problem. Hyped it up. JBL said if he wins the title, Shawn Michaels is off the hook, blah, blah, blah. JBL didn't win. Why waste TV time? Could have easily been more wrestlers drawing numbers for comedy. Wrestling is severely lacking comedy right now. Now, we get the Jeff Hardy promo. Show him getting hit by the car, getting blown up. Yay. Only 13-year-old girls care about Jeff Hardy. He's not that exciting of a wrestler anymore. He's a 30-year-old man wearing makeup. And, you know, his gimmick doesn't work anymore. It worked when the Hardy Boys were first coming in, and they're supposed to be the hot new kids and extreme. Now he's just a joke. Nobody cares except for the 13-year-old girls that are in love with him. Anyway, Edge versus Jeff. It was a long match. Very long match. And other than the ladder spot, there wasn't that many exciting moves, which is to be expected when you get Jeff Hardy and Edge. They're both risk takers, and they should have been doing a lot more. It was garbage. Very, very slow. Now, Matt Hardy came in and turned on Jeff. If you watched it, you knew that. The problem with this is that Christian Cage has signed with the WWE. Wouldn't it make more sense to have Edge and Christian attacking Jeff? Or are we just supposed to forget that Matt Hardy and Edge don't get along because of the whole Lita fiasco from a few years ago? I mean, it's just insulting to a true fan's intelligence. There's no point to having Matt Hardy and Edge working together. Sure, they've made up personally, but, you know, it's not seen on TV. And the character-wise, character development, Edge and Matt Hardy should not be getting along together. You know, whether they just want to have Matt Hardy jealous of Jeff, using Edge is just retarded. It's plain retarded. It should have been Christian. Get Edge and Christian back together, automatically build heat on Christian to establish him to the level of star that he was in TNA and that he was when he left the WWE. He was rising, and they needed to bring that back immediately. Now, we get more Orton stuff focusing on the whole McMahon debacle. The problem with this is they pretty much tell you who wins the Royal Rumble before it even starts. Why hype Randy Orton if you're going to have him win the Rumble? You know, you got to show a promo of everybody trying to get their spots in the Rumble. Not focus on Randy Orton and what he did to Vince McMahon last week. That's something you save for Raw. And the Rumble match, it was pretty good. But the problem is, there's surprises. It was interesting to see Rob Van Dam come back. But he's one of those guys that not too many people really care about anymore. He's popular with the fans. Popular with the younger fans. But in the long run, he's not going to be anything more than a mid-carder. And for a company that's been firing a lot of people, saving their money, why bring in a big-name star like Rob Van Dam, who they have to pay a lot? And another surprise entrance was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You know, it's pretty funny when Hacksaw comes in and messes with the Legacy or with Santino or whatever he was doing for a while. But just because he won the first Royal Rumble doesn't mean he needs to be in the 21st Royal Rumble. And once again, the WWE pay-per-view ended 15 minutes early. You know, it's getting a little expensive to pay $40 for something that's ending early. It's not boxing where, you know, you risk the chance of a 2-minute knockout. This is wrestling. It's scripted. And they need to draw things out a little more, which easily could have been done if they did more backstage vignettes. They didn't do any other than HBK and Bradshaw and Undertaker in the locker room. We needed to see the wrestlers drawing the numbers like we have before, because it's entertaining and gives us that much needed comedy that you're so very lacking. And I'm speaking directly to you, Vince, because you're in charge. Sure, your writers are writing everything, but you get the final say-so. Now listen, Vince, you're doing shit wrong, and I'm going to start telling you so. And this has been the very first episode of Wrestle Talk with me, Jimbo.